Hi, Pisces. Thank you so much for joining me for your waning moon readings, guys. These readings are done specifically because of the waning moon. Waning moons are notorious for release, but with this Pisces full moon, man, guys, we've gone through some kind of metamorphosis. I mean, epiphanies, recognitions, things that we're already kind of releasing from since the eclipses in Saturn retrograde, relationships, jobs, homes, cars, scenarios that we really have been having probably a hard time letting go or making choices of or releasing completely. This Pisces full moon really flipped a switch on that one. So I was guided to do these readings. So we're going to learn, or we're going to look into what are the lessons that you are meant to take away from this experience. Whatever it is you're going through, there's going to be some kind of theme. And I want to look into this because if we don't sit down and look at this, if you don't really recognize, you're going to continue a pattern, right? We always do. Relationships are like the best example of that. Why do I keep attracting the same person? Because you're not learning a lesson. Work, money, same things like that. So we're going to look at the lessons that you're meant to take away from the situation, the perspective the divine would guide us to have, and what's coming in for you. So let's just take a deep breath, Pisces, and jump on in. What perspective? Bear with me, guys. I'm just pulling several cards here. And what's coming in? Ooh, yes. Really great, Pisces. Okay. So the lessons, we have the Six of Earth, the Ace of Earth, and the Knight of Fire. Honestly, Pisces, I know Pisces it could be very emotional, they're very psychic. Whatever it is that happened, whatever loss, whatever conflict, whatever changes, literally, you have everything to gain. Everything. And if you haven't seen that already, Pisces, I'd be very, very surprised, especially when it comes to work, when it comes to your safety, your security, your stability. A lot of Pisces are probably super stressed. Maybe you were in a relationship that made you feel insecure. There was no stability. There was no prospects. Maybe you were in a job and maybe you lived in a place that didn't make you feel that good. Guys, from this lesson, you guys have to have seen, since whatever changes or releases have been taking place for you, Pisces, there's no way you haven't moved. Whether you're moving forward, you got that job, you got that opportunity, you got back into school, work has picked up, new contracts, but definitely money flowing in, guys. Whatever it was that you had to let go of, or whatever it was, the changes, you have to understand that it was keeping you stuck, Pisces. It was keeping you stuck. You weren't able to move forward, not just emotionally, but materially. You might have noticed, because when we're in situations where we're not valued, or situations that make us feel insecure, that messes with our self-worth. Or worth in general. And that's always linked to our career, our sense of stability, because that's financial worth. But you would notice that, like, God, things are slowing down. It's taking like an arm and a leg just to get going. But you really want, Pisces, you really want a home. You want to go places, pay off debts. You want to invest. You want to plant roots. You want to grow, and you want to move forward, especially in regards to your passions. Maybe you want to get married. Maybe you want to have a family. Maybe you want to start your business. Maybe you want to go back to school. These are all things that are forward moving, expansive, new territory, and whatever it was you were in, maybe that dead end job, that dead end relationship, that really negative juju to home you were living in, whatever it was. The universe really got rid of things that were broken or weighing you down in some ways. They're asking you the lesson to take from this. What you have to learn is that you need to switch your perspective. You're looking at the shit that didn't work out, all the things that you lost. You need to learn at all the stuff that's moving forward, to focus on what you have to gain, to focus on who you are, to focus on your value, to all the things that you brought to the table, all the things that you are, Pisces. You're so used to being emotional and empathetic and sympathetic, and you're not giving yourself half that compassion. Your lesson is to value yourself. Your lesson was to put yourself first. That wasn't a selfish move. That's a self-loving move, because when you sacrifice yourself for too long and you stay stuck out of fear, out of insecurity, you're drained and you cannot give from an empty cup. You needed to learn to value yourself. You needed to learn to make decisions for your own well-being. This is the lesson, and it's not selfish. And yeah, it can be scary, but you're happier. You're going to be you have everything to gain from this. Now, the perspective the universe is asking you to have: 10 of air, 4 of water, and the balance card. Number 1, and this is more like a message than it is a perspective, but we'll see this. You are looking, with the 4 of water, you're looking at missed opportunities. You're looking at, discontentment. You're looking at like, oh my God, maybe if I would have done this, it would have worked. Maybe if I would have done it like that, I would have succeeded. Maybe no, it wasn't. It was not resonating with you. You guys, sometimes no matter how hard you try, you're going to have to recognize at some point that it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. And yet you're looking at it as if it is. Like, what do I lack? What don't I have? What didn't I do? Nothing. You're fantastic. And you're worth your own happiness. And the moment you rise, you're going to see this. You have to value yourself, and you are going to be moving forward. Now, what they're saying, it's more what they're asking you to be right now. I can tell, because maybe you guys are a little bit emotionally heavy, but they're really asking you to balance your mental and emotional realms. You guys need to ground, journal, maybe go see that life coach or even that therapist or an objective observer, because you're not seeing things clearly. People got to be like, don't you remember you were like this, you would say that, you were never happy. And you'd be like, oh yeah, you're right actually. And oh my God, yeah, I completely forgot about that. There's divine timing at play in your life right now for a couple different things, and it's looking good. But there really is a need for cooperation and compromise with yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to give myself 10 minutes to, mope, and then I'm going to get up and be proactive. You have the 10 of air, Pisces. You're recovering from situations and relationships and scenarios that really you're being codependent on. Some kind of addiction. It was making you feel loved. It was making you feel not alone. It was making you feel valued or valid or worthwhile. Unhealthy. You are already incredible. In fact, it was doing quite the opposite. It was keeping you down. It's keeping you low. It's keeping you from moving forward. You are hop, skip, and a jump. You didn't need any of it. You are going to do better without that crutch, and things are going to get better from here on out. Guys, it's the end of a difficult situation, so please do your best to embrace the changes, to not just expect things to get better, but don't fight it. So I tell people, don't say let go, because that seems really scary. Let things be. If something flows in and it feels good, embrace it. If something flows out, have faith that what's meant for you will be here, okay? Now, what's coming in? You guys have the Sun card. Hey, go Pisces. This is fantastic. You have the life-changing card and the Page of Coins or Earth. So number 1, guys, happy outcomes. You guys have a lot of good news headed your way. There's a lot of success and happy beginnings. You're stepping into your light. You're feeling lighter, full of joy. You're probably laughing more, enjoying. You're finding yourself again. You're remembering who you are. And understand that what you went through, this was definitely a soul choice. This was a situation or an environment or relationship or an experience that your soul chose to have on some level. I know. Sometimes you're like, what are you thinking? Because you needed to change. You needed to change a pattern. You needed to say enough. You needed to say, F this. I'm going to jump. I'm going to make that change. You had to have that epiphany. Maybe be stuck between a rock and a hard place. And because that was what's going to lead you to making choices that are really going to change your life significantly. It might look like a small choice, but oh my goodness, from a tiny seed grows a big oak, Pisces. Now you have the Page of Earth. A lot of you Pisces are going to be focusing a lot on school, new areas of study, expanding. You could even be expanding your career or business in areas that are new, uncharted territory that might require you to have some learning curves and brush up on your skill sets, but definitely good news on financial matters, guys. And you might be like too focused on your emotional realm. And this, you might be wanting, well, what about love? Or what about, this or that? Hear me out. Number 1, that part needs to heal. The emotional body needs to heal right now. And I always tell people, your emotional life and your career or money, they always mirror each other. Always. Look at your life and look at it, because it all has to do with worth. Self-worth, financial worth, it does not matter. When you value yourself and you believe in yourself, you will always notice that your career, your job, your creative endeavors, they skyrocket. That's why when we're in dead-end relationships or unhealthy emotional environments, even at home, you're losing jobs, you can't get a job, you can't seem to rise, you have to work 10 million times harder just to get a 25-cent raise or whatever. It's the emotional body. So when I say that work is going to grow, school is going to grow, this is a good sign, because they mirror each other, right? So if your school and your studies and your work and your money, your financial matters grow because they mirror each other, guess what else has to grow? Your emotional life. Heal this, focus there, and then they're going to bloom together, Pisces. This is going to be an incredible release, and releases can be hard, they can be difficult. So please make sure that you're doing the work, being compassionate, loving yourself, having that support, whether, familial, friends, professional, journaling, getting out in the sun, sea salt bathing, getting that 2-cylinder sea salt, 20 minutes soak, guys, cutting cords, clearing your chakras, wearing crystals that'll help balance and balance the emotional body. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me or check out my website. It'll be down below for any tips or tools. If this served you guys, please like, share, or subscribe. Please remember to check your sun, your moon, and your ascendant to get the full picture of what's going on for you guys with this release time. Otherwise, I will see you for next month's readings.